All righty. So, Mr. Sinru, do we want to give a few more minutes?
Yes, ma'am. I think that will be helpful.
Okay.
It is a summer day. It's a beautiful summer day. So
Compared to what we've been having, which has been that doom and gloom, but great rain. But it's nice to see some sunshine.
that is.
Well, I'm a timely person, so I'm gonna go ahead and begin just with, I know the meeting is being recorded and it will be put up on our website. Very excited that this is an initial meeting for our data task force for this year. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's going to participate. Our OPI staff is here to support, to make sure that the meetings run efficiently and smoothly, as well as listening to Montana Voices as we embark on data modernization. We have been doing data modernization even pre-pandemic with the data task force, really looking to see how we can be efficient, how we can be data secure, and making sure that the privacy of who we serve, our constituencies in schools, more importantly, our students, is kept very privately. So the data task force is set by law. It was given in 2013. At that point, I was a legislator and did indeed vote for this opportunity. We have 29 members that are designated by law. There is a member that serves in a duplicative role. So then we have 28. We are full except for 2. So the next meeting, which I believe, Chris, will be in August, right prior to a report that we are going to be given via legislative action again to the interim committee, will be presented to this austere committee here, and with lots of input, and then going toward the legislature. So Chris, I'm going to go ahead and give this over to you. And we have a tremendous lot of work to do. I'm very pleased that on this beautiful day in our state that you are with the Office of Public Instruction in this manner. So with that, blessings to you, and I appreciate all the work you're going to do. Thank you, OPI staff.
Thanks, Superintendent. Good morning, everybody. Looks like we have Liz, Paul, Adam, and Ben on. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully this time works. I know it's summertime and you guys probably have all kinds of other things that you'd rather do, but we're going to try to make this short and sweet and just get a quick update on our agenda. We have modernization as the very first item on there, and I can probably knock off about 3 of the things on there real quick. We did go through an RFP review and process and whatnot for the modernization project. If you look on screen, pretty much everybody that's on here is going to be have a major role in that project. We have Ashley Perez is our senior data operations manager. She's been with OPI almost a year now. We have Andy Campbell, who is our senior IT operations manager. And same, he came on, I think, actually a week or 2 after Ashley. Great resources and very knowledgeable, and have been working really hard in the background for all the things that you guys typically do not see. And we have Nicole Thuat, who is our AIM manager, which some of you may know. She's been with OPI probably longer than almost anybody other than maybe Marla, I'm not sure. But she is a super resource when it comes to anything related to Infinite Campus and the student information systems. And then we have a couple of our project managers on here, Marla Swanby, Cameron Princing, and of course, Tristan Leverage. And they are all going to be involved in this project and a lot of change that's going to go on both inside and outside of OPI with this modernization project. So through the RFP process, there was one vendor that was chosen. We were looking for, per legislative action, a COTS system or commercial off-the-shelf system. What was chosen was from PowerSchool. It was Unified Insights. which is more of a data analysis and graphical representation tool for showing data and allowing the analysis of the data from the SIS systems. And does not matter whether it is PowerSchool or Infinite Campus. Infinite Campus is still our product here for the SIS. We're in the middle of a 5-year contract. I think we're at 3-year with a renewal for 10, 5 more years at the end of that. And so we'll continue to utilize that, especially given the validation and certification tool processes that are within that. And we love the way that system seems to work for us. So the other product from PowerSchool is Unified Insights, which is a data lake application that actually should, and hopefully from what we've been told with PowerSchool, allow us to transmit and transform the data from all the PowerSchool schools, if you will, into IC for that validation certification process. So that should hopefully streamline that process and make things a little bit easier and automated. We are actually, after this meeting, I need to cut it short, so we're going to try to shoot for 10:45 to be completed here. But after this meeting, we also have a meeting with PowerSchool. It's going to be the kickoff meeting for the project. So we're going to meet all of their staff. They're going to meet our staff. They're going to be playing a lead role with this project and helping us go down that road. Any questions so far? Okay, so the first part of the process is going to be, or that project is going to be an analysis of our systems, like we've been trying to shoot for quite a while, along with the setup and implementation of both the Unified Insights as well as the Connected Intelligence products. So those are going to be going on simultaneously. So there's going to be a ton of work, as the superintendent said, and hopefully we get things running smooth. We'll be able to make sure that we all can enjoy some of the Montana summer before the snow flies, which if anybody's setting up a pool for that, I bet first snow flies in August, but that's just my guess. Anyway, be that as it may, the next couple of lines on there are the TMT on the agenda, are TMT and the accreditation. We have, many of you are probably familiar with the Teach Montana system, the licensure system. That company also has an accreditation module that we're going to add on. We're working through contracts with our legal and whatnot to get that product off the ground. We're looking at that starting here in the next month or so as well. The survey tool we're looking at, we currently use the product called Qualtrics, which you may be familiar with, may have seen surveys that have come out of us that have that product, I guess, branding, if you will, as part of that. We're looking at expanding that this next year for consolidating a lot of the CNA portions of program and whatnot. So any questions there? I know I'm being pretty quick and pretty brief, but okay. Next part of the modernization, we're also looking at chatbots. We're finalizing the RFP for that. That's going to have to go out to request for proposals, similar to what we did with the modernization. So we'll have to work with DOA in that regard as well, and the Procurement Bureau. Based upon the last work with an RFP for the modernization project, it's probably going to take, I don't know, 3 or 4 months for that, before that gets out the door and finalized and ready for the contract negotiations. Then we're also looking at updating our web product. Currently we're using DNN, but along with that is another tool from Granicus, similar to what we use for our mass email system. And they actually host and can update our systems from the website standpoint along with new features and functions and things of that nature. So any questions? Okay. I'd like to introduce Zam Aldina. He's our project manager for the modernization project. We've been working with Zam on the Teach Montana system and a couple other systems as well that we've worked on for upgrading and integration. Sam's a pretty good resource for us and a joy to work with. So along with that, I'm going to share my screen here, show you some of the other things that we've done. So if you look at the website, this is one of the applications that we're looking at updating with Granicus. And we're hoping that it'll give us more functionality and whatnot. But what we've done currently is we combine the K-12 data task force and the modernization project over on the right. So it's a little bit easier to find. Here we have basically just the main page for this. And then underneath all of these accordions on the right are going to be hopefully the pertinent information that you're looking for. So right here's the project plan for Unified Insights and Connected Intelligence. It'll give you a base idea of what is going on, and we are looking to get this much better and more clearly defined for actually having some dates of when things will actually be completed. So we're excited about that as well. Then the modernization presentation that was done in June, but for today, under the meeting information, the next item on the agenda is the legislative bill review. And we are not going to go through every one of these. We'll let you guys go ahead and run through that. We have basically 104 different slides for the different legislation that passed this year. And it is quite lengthy. So in here, it's going to talk about everything from base aid to data collection, some of the new aspects of things like there's a data governance group that was formed out of House Bill 949, things of that nature. There are, along with that, more data collection points that we're going to have to go through and review. The legislature was very busy this year and there were a lot of things passed. So we're trying to digest as much as we can, figure out where we need to improve things, where we need to collect things, where is this data going to end up residing, how is it going to be presented, and probably the foremost thing on our mind is how do we secure it to make sure that all that information is protected. So if you guys need a good read and want to go to sleep, that's probably a good document to take to bed. But keep in mind, keep it electronic. It's 105 pages almost, so it's kind of crazy. Along with that, there is the data task force membership, and I want to thank all 4 of you guys and gals for joining us today. We actually updated this information yesterday. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, get it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 new members. We are adding Mr. Dickey out of Bozeman, Miss Schudenar, hopefully I pronounced that right, and Mr. Rayborn out of Lima, and then Katie McCree out of Pryor, along with Mallory Walser and Tanya Brady, Nikki Edmondson, Ginger Martello, and Rizzi Stein down here. So we will get a message out to them for the August meeting, which we'll try to schedule. Hopefully this time Well, in fact, let me do this. Would you guys have a preference as to what time in August if we did that? I think it's going to be, let me look at the calendar here. I think the 28th is when that next report comes out. So I don't know if the 29th or 30th would work, because I believe schools are already going to be running pretty close to that time frame. So I don't know if this time of day would work well, or if you would prefer to have it at noon. Paul, Adam, Lisa, or Roger, do you guys have any thoughts on that? Or Ben, sorry.
I do start school that week. And they have us jam packed, usually with a lot of meetings that on that day. It's a PIR day. And yeah, lunchtime or 3:30 would be a good time for me.
Okay.
Or before school.
Would you want one at 6 o'clock?
No, not that early.
Paul, Roger, Ben, Adam, any preferences?
I'm
So
pretty
this is-
flexible.
Okay, Adam. Paul?
This is Adam here, and I'm fine with whatever time. I do have to say I'm not a trustee at Reed Point anymore. I did say that in the response email. I am pretty interested in what's going on with data, but I'm not a trustee at Reed Point anymore.
Okay. I'm sorry we missed that. We'll get that corrected.
Paul in Missoula, no, it works for me. I'm pretty flexible. Thank you.
Okay. Super.
Same goes
Ben
for
in
me.
Stevensville, I could make maybe into the school day would work. I have some of those similar issues that were raised earlier with that particular day.
So how about if we do, would the 29th be a better day at say 3:30?
That would work for me.
Okay,
That'd be fine.
super. All right. We'll try to make it brief then as well. It'll be mainly updates on the project and what's going on, and probably just review of that project report. There are 4, in fact, let me pull that up here real quick if I can get it. There are 4 committees that we have to report to per the House Bill 949. And I can't remember what those are off the top of my head, but we'll look it up here. So they are what the heck are those now? I think that was 360. Sorry. It says 367. There we go. Okay, so what we're required to do for this project is basically set up a report every 2 months, every 60 days, and report back to the Legislative Finance Committee, the Education Interim Committee, the General Government Budget Committee, as well as the Education Committee, Education Budget Committee. And that same report will come out to all of you as well. More than likely before that meeting, the superintendent should have that in her hands the week before, making sure everything is in order before we send that out. And in that, we'll set the agenda and whatnot ahead of time and get that on the books here in the next week or so. So it's there for the 29th of August, and then we'll send out that report to this group once that's ready to go. So hopefully that will provide a lot of insights as to what's going on with the project. But there again, back to to the task force page, we will be updating as much information as we can right here for what's going on with the projects and whatnot. So that way you have that at your disposal, and you won't have, if you have any questions or anything, again, please feel free to reach out to any one of us and we can get the information sent out, and hopefully that will answer the questions that there may be coming about. So any questions on that? I know it was that was pretty quick. Okay. In the link, Tristan provided the link to the legislative summary, that presentation that I showed you. But there again, it's also underneath the meeting information for today, so you can get to that and review that under your own time frame or whatnot. So on the last thing on the agenda is the next steps. So like I stated earlier, we are meeting with the Power School team this afternoon, or right after this meeting. We will get with them, basically do the initial introductions, and then next week, I believe on the 20th, we are having a kickoff meeting for that project, and then that will set the tone and the stage for that project and give us the next steps that we have going on within the next month to 3 months. So that's what we're looking forward to. The other information that I want to get out here and we're working on is with Cameron, Marla, and Tristan. We're utilizing a project management tool called Reich, and Zam as well. My apologies, Zam. Well, we will be putting that information into Reich and hopefully be able to throw a dashboard up here. So if you guys are curious and interested, you can see exactly what is going on at what stages and where we're at. And if you have any questions, there again, you can feel free to send us any information in regard to that, and we'll get those things answered for you. So I'm gonna kind of put you guys on the spot, see if you guys have any questions or any thoughts. We'll start with Ben. Ben, do you have anything for us?
Not at this time.
Okay. Thanks. Roger?
Same, not at this time.
Okay. Lisa?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Paul?
I like the progress you guys are making and the team you're starting to build. It's exciting to see where this can go in the next 4 or so months. And I think as long as you guys get some good momentum, there's some good possibility of success in this.
We are just downright excited to actually start working. So it's been a long time coming to try to get to this point, and we're actually thrilled to death we can actually start throwing some hammers and moving screwdrivers around. So
Heck yeah.
It'll be good. Adam?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what is going on and what is happening. Like I said, I'm not actually on the school board anymore, so I hope I'm invited to the next meeting. But I am intensely interested in what's happening in the world of data and education.
Super. Adam, I'll give you a jingle after this, and we'll figure out where we can fit you in, because we've appreciated your help and your insights over the years.
Thanks.
Let's see. Who's my Professor Chevy? There we go. Representative. Yeah. So Representative Anderson, is that you?
Yes, it is.
How are you doing today?
Good. I apologize for being so late to jump on. The link I had originally wouldn't work. They said it was an invalid link, so I got in a little bit late, but glad to be here and really glad to see the progress is going.
Super. Well, we're excited to have you here. There again, if there's things that anyone missed or those that could not attend today. We'll have a recording posted up on the site here in a day or so. And that way we can have others review the meeting and the information as well. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invitation. I look forward to staying in touch and working with you any way that I can help you.
That's super, Representative, because we are going to have a boatload of work after this too, that we're going to have to tap legislators in, because we're going to need some help to do that as well. It's going to be a good and fun project. Certainly not a short-term project, but it'll be a good start. That's for sure. And who's on iPad 2 today?
Representative Linda Rexton.
Oh, hi, Representative. How are you today?
I'm doing good.
Wonderful.
I'm glad to see the progress that you're making, and look forward to having a data system that parents and teachers and students can access. I think it's really an exciting project.
Well, it's a good start, that's for sure. Did you have any questions for us at all?
Not at this time. I know you're at the beginning stages. I'm sure I will have a few questions later on. You know, being in the selection committee, I have an idea of where OPI and Power School are going. So at this time,
Wonderful.
I'll just be interested to see how this all fleshes out.
Super. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Paul, did I call on you? I think I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here today. It was brief, but like we stated, we're just in the initial stages of getting the main big project going, along with some work that's going on with some of the other aspects of the project. So we're really excited. We have a great team. These smiling faces that you see on here from OPI are amazing people to work with. And we're excited to see where and how this goes, and what products hopefully we can produce for the general good of everybody in education. So with that, unless anybody else has anything else, I want to thank you all for your time today. And we will get that meeting for August set here in the next couple of days as well. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.